We on. Wow!
We stream.
Shout out to Messi. We gotta send the link.
Yeah, send the link to everybody, dude.
All right. Are we on? Hold on.
Now we live.
Hey, thank you. All right. Yael.
Wow. Okay. What is this?
What is this weird smell? What smell? I don't smell anything.
The weird wall.
Oh, I'm dying.
The other side as soon as we can.
That's the thumbnail they use. That's why.
Hey, Yael, hit that link. LS, hit that link.
Respawn. Sorry.
Oh,
Wait. Oh. I smell again.
Hey, Yael, LS, hit that link.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I was telling Yael and LS to hit
Where's
the
your
link.
jacket? You gotta go get your jacket. Go put your jacket on. You gonna be on StreamYard too? You gonna be on StreamYard too?
Look at that little handsome boy. You showed us your son?
Yeah. Say hi, my bro.
Hi.
Hey, you a little too handsome to be her child.
Throw up the game, Mama. Throw up the game.
Laughing at her ass.
Throw up the game, Mama. Throw up the
Hi.
game.
That's what it's about right there, Messi. Let me mute up.
Oh, Yael, let me add to stage.
Okay.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
You want to sit right there?
I'm finna send it to you. It's on
Oh, Tank, he want to come up too?
yeah, bring Tank up. Bam. All right, we finna get it.
Layouts. Here.
What we doing? What we doing?
It's cold. You need to put your jacket on. I'll mute my mic on here.
Man, mute that goddamn mic.
Here we go. Welcome to Damu and Kiwe Conversations, the new podcast. I got my boy Yael, Sam Honey.
We already know the deal.
I got Tank the Low, and we got the homegirl Vanilla Black.
What are you doing?
One thing they don't want the real ones on the internet. This is a virtual reality type thing, but I think that they need us on the internet more so now than ever. You know what I'm saying? I think that we should always have a voice, just like we got the voice in the streets. We need to bring that voice to the world. I think we be misrepresented. Our culture is being misrepresented, so we gonna speak on it. One of the topics that's trending right now is the BG situation, and coming from our community, you get ostracized if you work with law enforcement because we always looked at law enforcement as the enemy. And I'm talking about this is before gang violence. I'm talking about with the Panthers and even before that, right? You know, when you think about people who work with law enforcement, you talk about William O'Neill and his assistance in the federal government and Chicago PD assassinating Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all seen that movie. Um, what was it? Black Judas,
Was it Black Judas?
Judas and the Black Messiah, right?
Judas and the Black Messiah, correct? Yeah.
Right. So we gonna get into this BG shit. Let me see. Share screen. Boom. We go over here. Share. And what we gonna go to is the first thing. You got 1090 Jake speaking up on this. I guess he walking it back because he was one of the ones that initially spoke on.
Deuce, if you playing something, I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
Nah.
Can you hear it, Tank?
I can hear it because I'm on Clubhouse too.
Let me see something. Hold on. Nah, I still can't hear it.
So I want to start there, right? Yael, you couldn't hear, right? But
Right.
what 1090 Jake started asking questions to the dude that allegedly was told on, well, I ain't gonna say allegedly, is the one who initially said he was gonna take the gun charge, and then he reneged on it, and he said the last question he asked was really irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? That's how people get into the justification of ratting. There is no justification for ratting.
Right.
If you gotta, if me, you, and Tank in the car, right?
Right.
And I ask Tank before I get into it, just so I make sure that we all are in alliance on protocol. And we in the car, and they come and Tank say, "Well, hey, dude, Sims, I got 3 strikes or whatever." And I say, "You know what? I'm gonna take the burner." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna let you and Yael off. Police, hey man, that's my burner. And initially, I take the step. Are you either one of you guys gonna go to the grand jury because the feds picked it up? and testify in the grand jury that that's my gun? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, were you asking me or were you asking us in collectively?
Both of y'all could either one could go first and second. I think Tank fell out. He'll come back in.
No, that's a definitely not, for the simple fact that there's two situations. If hold on one second, go right here. So basically, if old boy says that he's going to take the case and then he reneges on it, then that means the DA has to do their job and figure out whose trap it was. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? So you got to let them do their job. That doesn't mean you take initiative and go on the stand and say and vouch and give confirmation and say, hey, that's his gun. Because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for confirmation. He can say any and everything, but if they can't confirm it by another opposing witness or somebody who's willing to testify, then it's going to be an error within that situation. So by BG getting on the stand and confirming the whole situation, he's in error for that. He's in error for that.
That's crazy. So they said BG did get on the stand, like it's in the actual paperwork.
Yeah, I got that paperwork, and I'm gonna get to it right now. But I just wanted to come with a hypothetical, because one thing I learned, these dudes be fans. I'm a fan of BG, and initially it came from, I heard it out of Whack 100 and Terrence Gangster, two dudes that got paperwork on them. So I don't value their opinion when it comes to paperwork. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but once I got the link to the paperwork and I read it, it was an appeal, and it said that BG and the other dude, so it's three dudes, right?
Right.
So BG and the other dude went to the grand jury hearing, which is usually, for me, we got cracked on a bank robbery Friday. Monday, they already had the grand jury indictment, passed the indictment, and had us in court downtown LA. You understand what I'm saying? So within a couple of days, he tell them, yeah, I'm taking the case. And they took the initiative to work with the prosecution and testified on behalf of the prosecution that, yeah, that's it, dude gun, right?
Right.
Well, how I was taught, if that same situation arises and it's me, you, and Tank, and I am taking the case, y'all supposed to sit back, get a Snicker, because I done already told the police in the initial statement that it was mine.
Right.
If y'all go to trial, and let me play my hand to get the best deal that I could work. You understand what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, when it comes to trial, y'all push the trial if they force you that far, and y'all gonna subpoena me to court. And I'm gonna take the stand and say they didn't know nothing about no gun. That's my gun. Now you guys get off. Your lawyer's gonna ask Lamont, did you tell the police that was your gun? Under oath, I'm gonna have to say yes. Anything else is gonna come off to the jury as a lie. But it's up to me to play my hand, and not up to Yael and Tanklo to go testify at a grand jury hearing.
100%.
And you know, because his stardom, and you know, people empathize with his struggle. He struggled with drugs. People who are fans want to look at it and give them even more benefit of the doubt, but that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So coming from some people from the streets, I just wanted to relay that. And let me get to the paperwork. So, you know, if it ain't paperwork, I don't
Yeah, we don't touch on things if it's not in black and white, for the simple fact we know there's a lot of feeble-minded, a lot of simple-minded individuals who don't understand and can't articulate this. You get what I'm saying? They really kind of so far gone with, you know, associationship with stars and, you know, being a fan and all of that stuff. They look beyond their right and wrongs. And we're people that we don't have those things on our names. We don't have those jackets. You get what I'm saying? And that's what the world and this world is failing to realize. If you came from this situation, if you came from the streets, the trenches, the hood, and you stand on these type of politics and you understand the moral compass of where you going with this, you don't do that. And I think a lot of people are getting sidetracked. They're getting caught up in they see the forest before the trees. They don't understand that this is not the way, because we didn't grow up this way. We wasn't taught this way. We wasn't supposed to. What's the word I'm looking for, Deuce?
A lot of people also
Compromise.
no, them motherfuckers don't listen to police when say anything you say will be used and held against you to court of law. When they tell you shut the fuck up, that means shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing till you get your lawyer. A lot of people don't understand that shit, so they start talking like right when they get arrested, and then they don't understand that shit get be used too.
Yeah, their Miranda rights. They don't understand their Miranda rights has a lot of power, and once they turn over their power,
Once you start talking, that's it.
yeah.
Even if you be like, "Oh no, it wasn't me," you don't say shit, bro, at all. You shut the fuck up. But that's what a lot of people don't understand. I know a lot of people that get caught up like that. Some people even uh, uh, incriminate themselves
Yeah.
by talking too much. Just shut the fuck up and wait for your lawyer. Period.
Yeah, we're only expounding on this because we're waiting on Deuce to get the paperwork, and once he brings up the paperwork, he's going
I
to
know we just
edify.
fucking waited for him to bring it up so he could finish his thing.
You know, once he brings the paperwork up, he's going to specify and edify the key points and where BG went wrong. So a lot of people
They
need
say he just said he went to court and said basically incriminated himself. Talking too much.
Well,
Like,
he incriminated the other guy because he gave confirmation that the gun was the other guy's gun.
You just say to your lawyer whatever you gotta say. Say it to your lawyer. Don't say it to nobody. Don't say it to your friend. Don't say it to the internet. Don't say it to nobody. Just say it to your lawyer, because that's the only person that can't tell. Even if you tell them the truth, like, hey, I murdered this person, they can't go. They can't tell nobody because that's what's it called? Client privilege, client whatever. What's that shit called, y'all?
Client confidentiality.
Exactly.
You know, and this is where a lot of our people are misguided and miseducated, thinking that it's okay to say this if somebody says it's okay to say that. That's not okay, man.
Right, right. It's not.
That's not okay, man. We're just letting
it's
you
not
guys
okay
know.
to talk to anything but your lawyer.
All right. Can y'all see the Okay, y'all can see the paperwork, and
I can't see it. Oh wait, I gotta add it to the screen. Hold on, I gotta escape. Hold on, because when you add something, you gotta let me know, because I gotta, whenever you're the host, I have to add your share screen to the stage. There you go.
All right, so I'm gonna be reading it. If you look at the paragraph right there, it says, in addition, both Christopher Dorsey and Darian Blunt would testify that Dorsey was driving. Blunt was in the front passenger seat and Washington was in the back seat. Both individuals would testify that they were unaware that there was a firearm in the vehicle. And they will both confirm that the firearm was Washington's. That Washington admitted to the officers that the firearm was his, and that he had obtained the firearm from his girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
So this is the cold thing. So now, in the hypothetical situation that we were in, let me stop. Well, we'll leave it up there so people can see it, right?
Right.
In the hypothetical situation we was in, I'm taking the gun for you and Tank, right? But I'm trying to get the best deal I could get. The minute that you took the grand jury at the beginning of the case, any leverage that I had to get a better deal or lesser years was taken away from me. You understand what I'm saying? You're supposed to let it play itself out, and I handle and work. I'm cutting y'all loose. Y'all gonna get it. Give me some time. Sometimes you gotta sit with them, you know what I'm saying, and wait for me to work my magic so that, okay, I got 3 years of something that I could digest. Hey, look, they didn't have nothing to do with the gun. Like I said, that's my gun. And now you guys got all the ammo y'all want. Hey, he already took the gun. You know what I'm saying? But what we ain't supposed to do is Yael and Tank Low go get on the stand. That's his gun. He the one that shot old boy. He got the gun from his girlfriend. You understand what I'm saying? Because now the government and prosecution gonna look at it from that standpoint. We gonna give them what the fuck we gonna give them. You know what I'm saying? Now under the feds, I would still get acceptance of responsibility if I didn't go to trial, which would be a 3-point downward departure at sentencing, which would take off a little more time. So if I had 5 years, I might got 4 now. You know what I'm saying? But that's irrelevant, even for appeal purposes. You know what I'm saying? When they're saying what's on the record, your grand jury testimony and statements is on the record. So the Court of Appeals is going to weigh that into effect and say, well, there's enough evidence by this statement from BG, by this statement from the other dude, that this was your gun. You told the police that they heard you tell the police before that this was your gun. And on top of that, you got that gun from your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So now you done fucked up any motion he had to do. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that the nigga didn't do no whole shit by initially saying he was going to take the case, but they didn't even give him the opportunity to finish playing his hand out. You know what I'm saying? And they probably wanted to just go home and all of that, but snitches is snitching. If I hit the yard with this paperwork, BG had 2 cases. So the paperwork from his other case, they say he didn't tell, right? I didn't see it, so I could not confirm or deny. You know what I'm saying? But he's showing that paperwork. He went to USPs in the federal system where they really tripping on that paperwork, bro. You know what I'm saying? And people didn't understand or have this paperwork. If I went to the yard with this paperwork, the Damus and Kiwae is going to remove me from the yard. You going up top, nigga, by this knife or getting jumped, or you going to walk up before we get you. But and you can't be here.
And let me add to that, and you can reiterate on this too, because you've been and done hard time. Just because BG got 14 years and did that time, that doesn't mean anything. You still ratted, bro. You still ratted. You got time for another case. They didn't know nothing about this case while you were in there. So when people say, well, he did time, he did 14 years, and they would have tripped on him. Well, Deuce Sims just basically gave you the clarification that they did not have that particular paperwork. He got charged with another crime. That other crime paperwork is what he produced so he can be a part of the main line. But if he would have had that paperwork, he would not have been be able to walk on the main line because they would have politic. Now, you might have some yards that might be lenient because he's a famous rapper and things of that nature. But when you go to a real high power level foe, them niggas is politicking for sure.
That's a fact. Hey, that's a good point. I'm glad that you cleared that up. Yeah. The snitch on my bank robbery, he had the exact situation. He had our bank robbery, which he went and testified at the grand jury on behalf of the prosecution. And they utilized his initial statements to FBI agent Jacqueline Ruel.
Right.
Now, that got us indicted. He didn't come testify at trial, but that's besides the point. That's already got us in jail and corroborate the circumstantial evidence they used to convict of a conspiracy. While he's in jail, he's an unindicted juvenile co-conspirator. They find him on camera, him and another homie from Blackstone robbing a motherfucking the AMPM by Lemert Park on Crenshaw. They used to be there. And they shot the dude like some real menace to society shit. He didn't shoot, but he was in there and he on camera after they shoot the dude. He throwing up Blackstones on the camera, right? Like to the nigga though, he not throwing it to the camera. He throwing it Blackstones, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So once they put A and B together, he's charged for that also. He tell on some more shit and all kind of shit. He ended up taking a deal for 19 years. I got 120 months in the Fed. Nino Brim got 120 months in the Fed. My other crimey baby Time Brown from NHB 20 got 9 years, 6 months. And Tiny Jimbo, my other co-defendant for rolling 20 bloods, he got 8 years. 1 year for bank robbery and 84 months for the 924C brandishing a firearm during the commission of a violent offense.
Right.
So there's go part of the paperwork. We're gonna try to leave it in with the link on this live for anybody else who haven't seen it. And that's it. That's really his business. But don't lie, guys that want to defend him because of stardom or whatever. It is what it is, man. You know what
I think for clarification purposes, Deuce, could you specify and give some edification on he was a juvenile co-conspirator? I think people will hear that and say, for example, oh, he was a child. he didn't know any better. Could you give a little deeper, more interpretation on that to clarify and give edification to give people an understanding what that is and what his accountability is for doing that and playing that role at that age?
Well, he was 17 at the age at the
Oh, okay.
midst of the crime. So he was a juvenile, but he was, people grow up at different speeds and the streets raise you real fast. He
Right.
had already been through DPs because they looked at him. Denavius Hobson is his name, right? They
Okay.
called him Little Trey K from City Stones, but he lived in the jungles where
Okay.
I was living at the time. You know what I'm saying? He stayed on Murfield and off of Saint Tomas, and I stayed on West off of Saint Tomas.
Right.
And I met him. He was young. He had got DP'd or whatever. And I met his mom. Make a long story short, he already, she done took his gun from him. She found the little gun. He jumping on Crips at Audubon. So I'm like, why would you take his gun from him? You told me you picked him up from the police station. He's an active gangbanger. He
Right.
jumped Crips. You think those Crips ain't gonna be looking for him in retaliation? You got a decision to make. Would you prefer to have the police call you to come pick him up because he got caught with a gun? Or would you prefer the police to call you and say, come identify this body? You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? That's the harsh reality. But he was an active gangbanger, and even on this lick, when we were doing it, he said some shit to us about well, look, I'm telling y'all now, if the police get on us, I'm airing their ass out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go to jail. I know if I get caught, I'm only going to YA, go earn my stripes, whatever I gotta do, take my fades. But I ain't even trying to do that, nigga. I'm airing them out. So we on some shit, nigga. You come clubs, we gotta follow. Well, fuck it, nigga. That's what it is.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So my whole point is, this dude was mature. He was far ahead of his age. That wasn't the first robbery he participated, nor crimes. He understood fully what he was getting himself into, and he when the pressure came, he decided to fold. And I don't know how old Judas was when he betrayed Christ, right? But what I do understand is that the 12 disciples tried to stone him. You understand what I'm saying? So when they say that no, not working with the government or betraying your friends and snitching for money and or a better outcome is, oh, that's some gang shit or that's the street life. No, that's a code of ethic that people with integrity uphold. As a father, I can't tell my son, hey, look, man, you need to accept responsibility for your actions. You need to be a stand-up man. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about throwing nobody else under the bus. You understand what I'm saying? If you make a decision, you gotta accept the consequence, right? And
Nah,
then I hold
facts.
him accountable for whenever he fuck up or whatever. And then as soon as I get caught and I'm doing something, I don't hold myself up to that same standard. That's really hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? So for those that do condone ratting and all of that type of stuff from within our community, working with the government, which is our real enemy, you know what I'm saying? The elite that control this place, you know what I'm saying, this country, you know what I'm saying? I look at them and off the top, the first thing in my mind is who raised these niggas? You understand what I'm saying? I remember my mom telling me, boy, what the fuck you stop telling on your brother. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get a whooping for what he did wrong, and you gonna get a whooping for telling. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something that I did want to get put out there to put on the people's mind. But we gonna go ahead and switch from that to something else that I came to is with Adam 22 and the boy Poke from Hoover, right? So Adam 22, for those who don't know, he owns and runs No Jumper, and it was this is pretty controversial to me because, hey, Messi, I need you to
Mute.
not mute.
What happened?
No,
Somebody
not
ask
mute.
somebody.
I'm finna share something. Nah, I'm
Oh,
finna
okay,
share
okay.
something. Where Tank Loc at? If he make it
He
back,
left.
he make it back. All right. Share
Y'all left
screen.
too.
Boom. Bam.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's the service. Hold on, I'm moving around so I can get better service. But man, Deuce, 1,000% what you saying, bro. It makes so much sense, man. It's just like people are really trying to look over it and not really open their ear gates to really hear the in depth of everything that you're saying. Like the first thing, like you said earlier, we're diving into the situations that been within our community before gang banging
Oh,
was
hi,
even
girl, on here
applied,
too.
before Damu and Kiwae was even applied. So being that it's not about a gang culture thing, that's just taking responsibility within yourself as a man or woman
Thank
yourself. You're taking responsibility. So the first thing they holler is, "Oh, snitching came from gang culture," or "I've heard snitching came from the mafia." No, it's even biblically written that the Most High does not allow cowards, and He called people who did cowardly, people who did stuff like that, cowards. Example you used earlier, Judas. So it's like we have to keep reiterating that because a lot of people they get sidetracked by the gang culture and don't understand as a man and as a woman, you taking responsibility for yourself. It's like you not taking responsibility. You have no morals. You have no standards. And yeah, you have to question people who do that because it's like,
Yeah.
who's teaching you guys this stuff? It's not making any sense that you guys will be out here and want to be street activated, want to be turned up, want to be this and that, and then you go to jail, then you do foul, and then you supposed to come home and get the same kind of respect. That doesn't make any sense, man.
Hey, that's a good point, bro. And they're supposed to be outcasts. You understand? But we gonna get into this no jumper thing with
Okay.
Adam 22 and Pope. Hey, did you share the screen, Messi?
Yeah, it's on there. You don't see it?
All right, Yael, tell me, can you hear this?
Wife keep enduring this for how long?
Yeah, I hear it. So I know he hears it.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
All right, man. This is our first time sitting down.
Oh yeah.
Me and Poke.
Sure.
No Jumper, the coolest podcast in the world.
But that's what you say.
What you sipping on? That's what I know.
Casadores with the Taylor port.
What's that?
Casadores. Tequila.
Okay.
Mixed with Taylor port.
I'm feeling like a total nincompoop when it comes to tequila today because Maxo Cream was just talking all kinds of tequila facts and I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah. They just told me they just left.
Yeah, it's Hoover Day.
It's Hoover Day?
Well, I mean, you and him.
Where your boys at?
Which ones?
You know which was?
The ops.
Yeah.
Your ops. We made sure they weren't around.
They could have came. It's mutual.
Is it? Anyone you trying to run into?
Nah. Hell no.
Okay.
I'm a regular neutral nigga.
Are you?
For sure.
Things have changed. Last time I watched an interview with you, you still got some of that energy, that animosity.
What animosity?
Towards the other side of town. And that's to say nothing of your music.
I just be chilling. I got animosity towards nobody.
Really? Well, that's good to hear. Okay, but let's go back to the beginning. Tell me a little bit about the birth in the early days.
What you mean?
Like where were you born at exactly?
I just grew up right there at the set. It over all my life.
Where exactly?
Between Century and Manchester.
Okay. And what were your parents like?
Like what you mean? Was it like my daddy he from the other side?
Right. I seen you say that. But was he around? You had both
I
parents?
was 3 months.
When you were how old?
3 months.
3 months?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to him?
Car crash.
Damn, that's terrible. Sorry to hear that. What was your mom like?
She regular. Well, regular. She just getting her money.
Right. So were you raised around seeing all this crazy shit going on all around you growing up, or what was that like?
Yeah, I seen everything.
Give me some examples of some wild shit you seen.
I can't give you no example of no wild shit I see.
Really?
Hell no.
It's just that consistent. Everything was so wild you can't even name one.
I can't just name it. It's wild. It's just wild, period.
Right. So even as a kid, you were exposed to that?
I got shot when I was 15.
15.
And I just got shot a month ago.
Whoa. What happened when you were 15?
Come home from school. I just go to Wild U. come out from school, put down me, walking. Weird, tagging up walls and shit. Somebody probably seen us and they walked up on us.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So that was common shit for you at the time. You guys were doing a lot of graffiti,
Just everything. Just being outside, period.
right? And then what? Somebody just drives by and just shoots at you.
Walked up. Mm-hmm.
Where they shoot you?
In my ass.
Really?
Yeah.
So they like aim down.
He's funny.
I mean, you're describing it like they were that.
That's
close.
why I got hit. Yeah, it was close like this. Like where we at right now?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of a big decision. You're gonna shoot someone in the leg, like you're gonna aim down, or you're gonna aim at their head.
Whatever happened.
Damn, that's wild. But so, okay, you get rushed to the hospital. What happened? Did the ambulance come?
No, I chilled for a little bit.
Chilled.
Mm-hmm.
So, was it not that serious if you were able to chill?
I didn't want to go to. I was young. I didn't want to go to the hospital. I want my mama to know. So I was trying to get on type shit, but I ended up getting caught by the police because they thought we were shooting and took us to the hospital.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And how bad was the surgery?
I didn't get surgery. In and out.
It just went really through you.
Yeah.
Wow. That changed how you wanted to move at that point?
No, I just never walked. That's it. But I was the same nigga.
So at that point, it was like, oh, okay, I got to get a ride or get a car. I can't.
I bought one. I bought a car right after that.
Right.
Well, like for the last couple of days, I ain't gonna lie, for like a week, I walked back home from school, the same regular routine.
Uh-huh.
That's it. You know what I mean?
And I mean, that's just a fucking wild thing to go through. Were you like, at what age did you get put on?
When I was 12.
12. Is that normal to get put on at 12? Or was that a little early?
So I know people got put on before that.
Right. What was that day like?
Regular. I was already over there. I grew up right there. Everybody was right there. It's the same people that's still there now or in jail.
But you just said, I'm ready to make it official?
Nah. I stalled for like a year.
Oh, so they told you it's time. And you were
No, I told myself it's time. Nobody gonna tell me nothing.
Okay.
Like it's time. I'm my own person.
But you waited a year just because you weren't looking forward to it?
No, I was weighing my options.
What were the other options?
9 deuce or 9-4. It was 9 deuce or 9-4. It's the same thing, but it's like weighing my options.
So being a civilian wasn't an option. It was just where you were going to be from?
I was already with him.
Right.
I never been a civilian. I wasn't a civilian.
So 9 deuce or 9-4? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What were the pros and cons of each?
Nothing. It's the same.
But it's different people, right?
Yeah, but it's the same.
Because, okay, that's one thing that I think is kind of wild about the whole gangbang thing, is that there's such a negative thing about changing your set. But in the workforce or whatever, it's like...
Why we got to keep talking about gangbang?
Well, I mean, this part of your life seems pretty significant, right?
Yeah, but we got to keep talking about this gangbang, you feel me? Because I know, honestly, you don't know nothing about gangbang, right?
Well, I've ascertained a little bit.
Huh?
I've learned a little bit.
You learn, but you don't know nothing about it.
Well, you can know things by learning them, right?
Nope. Because you don't know detail.
I mean, that's kind of what we're doing now, is just trying to get some
You'll
details.
get detail. If somebody give you details, then that's on them. You won't never get real detail. You'll get some of it, but not detail.
Right, but all we can do is try to learn, right?
No, because that's like police shit.
I mean, I don't think we talked about anything that could be used
But
against you, right? So far, right?
Just still, police look at shit. They figure out and they do. People be, that's gay motherfucker in the cell. You got people that know people, police that know us. Oh, you get the interview with the wham. Like, nah.
Somebody might say, myself for instance, that what you talk about in your music is about 1,000,000 times more incriminating or of interest to the police than anything that we've said in this interview so far.
That's in my music?
Yeah.
Prove it.
Well, I mean, I've listened to a bunch of it, yeah.
And would I incriminate myself on?
It's not you're incriminating yourself, but I mean, you're definitely talking about the gang stuff.
I just talk about where I grew up at and where I'm from. That's it. I don't incriminate myself. I make sure I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So
I believe that was it, but go ahead, Deuce, elaborate.
Let me Let me stop sharing that. Shout out No Jumper Podcast, but even more than that, let's. But even more than that, shout out Pope from Hoover, man. Um,
Salute.
he it the main thing with that caught my attention was Adam 22's attention to try to get details of his gang banging. He like, he's a rapper also. Why we keep
Right.
talking about gang banging? You know what I'm saying? I'm on here
Right.
to see myself in my music, right? And
Right.
and he said, well, I think that you said more things in your music about the gang life that's incriminating than anything I asked you on this question. He said,
Right.
like details incriminating myself. Like I make sure I don't do that. Just like he's doing with Adam 22. Hey, let me hear some of the wild shit you went through, et cetera, et cetera. So
Correct.
it made me feel like, what is Adam's goal if that's all he want to talk about? You got this dude that's a rapper. He sees an opportunity to get onto a big platform to bring light to his music and the positive thing he's doing. But yet all Adam was focusing on was the negative. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, bro.
Well, being that Adam has said this prior, he has said this prior in his other interviews dealing with other artists and people he's interviewed. He's told the world that he is a hood. Um, he wants to know so much about it. Like he has an infatuation, and I'm going to call it an extreme infatuation with the ghetto, with the hood, with the struggle, the projects. And I say that because he has not grown up in it. Now he stated that he lived in
Y'all
Long
hear
Beach.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, salute, y'all. All right.
Okay, so he said
Now,
he's
go. I got a question for y'all.
so he's
Hold
basically
on. Go ahead.
so he's basically saying that he lived in Long Beach for a certain period of time when he was interviewing DW Flame. And he was like, "Yeah, I live in Long Beach, and it's a little different, but that's not the hood wherever he was located." Now, because him saying he has an infatuation, I can understand people being infatuated with something that they haven't grew up in or don't know about. But when you know that this lifestyle it comes with death, it comes with hard times and struggles and people trying to make it out, and what can we do to better that situation, and you're not asking questions and giving solutions regarding to that, you just have an infatuation about the game aspect of it. That for me is a question that I have to look at and be like, okay, so what's your main point? What are you trying to do here? You get what I'm saying? Like it's like, are you right? Are you working? Are you
Right.
secretly working? Because it's like, if you keep asking me gang, eventually you should be like, how can we regain our identity? How can we regain our communities with a different perspective? If you're trying to shed light on the community and you have this deep infatuation with it, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
And asking them questions, it's like, okay, you want to know when he chose to be a gang member, or what goes on when you after you got shot, and come on, even the fuck, come on, man. Do I gotta say it? No.
Oh, you don't.
What's what and what's not. You get what I'm saying? You know what you got to do if you got to do it. You know that.
Right.
I shouldn't have to elaborate that if you grew up in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
He had made a point, and then I'm gonna let LS build on that part, right?
Uh-huh.
He made a point and said, well, I know gang members, I talk to them or whatever, so I know. But to know is to experience, right?
Correct. Yes.
You can think about things and hypothetically of how things occur or happen, right? But
right.
There's also practical application.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that only comes from experience. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? So when you want him to get into intimate details and all of that shit, he was making it clear with short, precise snorts. Like,
right.
he like, when are you gonna get I don't want to talk about that. Then he finally came out with it. LS, you still with us? No, he not with us right now. But I think that I think that the major question. Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Go
No,
ahead.
my bad. He keeps getting disconnected, and I wasn't paying attention.
All right. Go ahead, LS. Build on what you gonna say about that.
So my opinion on it, I'm agreeing with Yaya 1,000%, right? I feel like it's fucked up that everybody explored our culture, right? I really feel like Adam understands what sells. You get what I'm saying? And he
Most
was a
definitely.
real nigga about it. Like, hold up, I ain't gonna critique myself. I ain't gonna talk about who shot me and why. That's regular. I'm on your platform to talk about my music. But Adam understands the bullshit. That's, you know what I mean? Who shot me? Why? Who I'm beefing with? And why? You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely get that.
That part is fucked up, bro.
Controversy always sells, but just like niggas, you said he's exploiting the culture, not even the positive aspects of the culture. We got a lot of people with the hip hop culture that were upset when corporate America interfered and got involved with hip hop and took it from its original essence.
Yes,
And
sir.
that was the
Yes, sir.
positive aspects of the culture. The
Right.
clothing, the break dancing, beatboxing, DJing, and all of these things. So if we have an uproar about you exploiting, especially a non-melanated man,
Right.
our culture and the positive aspects, how should we feel and why it's not that same outcry when you have this man who makes it clear for clicks, for likes, for views, and monetary gain that he prefers to exploit the negative aspects of our culture. What images are we projecting to the youth, right?
I want to ask you. I want to ask
And
you
then
this,
too,
dude.
y'all check it out, right?
Uh-huh.
Just look at it. All the up and coming artists, right? Whatever you're doing,
Right.
acting, what they want to do, they want another jumper, right?
Right.
We can't go in a culture and be the top. No jumper don't come from where we come from. He don't look like us. He don't talk like us. Like, let's keep it 100.
Facts.
How is he on top like that?
Because
Ain't
of
that
what?
part crazy?
No, it's not
On our
crazy.
culture, on our music.
It's not crazy. You want to
That
know
is
why?
crazy. It is
No,
crazy. It is
no,
what it
it's
is.
not. It's not. I'm telling. I'm
You
going to tell
can't
you
do
why.
that. You can't do that in the country.
But
Music.
I'm gonna tell you why
You
though.
can't go to
LS.
the Philippines and do that and be on top.
LS. I'm gonna tell you why. It's what Deuce said earlier. Corporate America interceded, meaning they infiltrated. Not just that. When you quote unquote say business, you have to have a familiar, friendly face that's non-aggressive, that's going to be quote unquote non-biased. You understand what I'm saying? They utilize that figure, that image. They all, and it's no disrespect to anyone, but in their eyes, white is right.
I
You
get it, but
you understand what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying the rap culture. That's
But
our
but
culture.
but
That's
listen,
us.
LS, listen. That's why he's elevated, because what you said and what Deuce said, the infiltration of corporate America, him understanding the bullshit, you mix that up, you have inquiring minds all over the world who wants to know.
I agree. I agree.
You understand what I'm saying?
Think
No,
about this.
I'm
Think
with you.
about this real
But
quick. Right?
I'm going
Hold
more
on, LS.
deeper
Hold
though.
up.
I'm
Hold up.
going more deeper.
LS, hold up, bro. Think about it like this, right? What was old boy named Dre, Yo MTV Raps, right?
Come on, man.
Initially, when hip hop first came off, you had MTV exploiting it, but even the voices in hip hop were from our community.
Right.
They looked it like us, right?
Right.
Then you go further to Rap City in the Basement. You had Tigger, right? You had Sway and Tech, right? You also had 106 in Park, and these platforms with people who look like us. You had Roxy, you had AJ, you had Free, people that were primarily Latino and Black, right? Because
Yeah.
that's where the foundation of hip hop came from. Where it's at now, because it's being so exploited, and they realize, because they didn't even want to fuck with hip hop at the beginning.
Nah,
You know
they didn't.
what I'm saying? Because they didn't see the money in it. Then once it started generating billions and merch and all of these different things, every fad that you see in pop culture began in the communities that we come from: South Central, Compton, Watts, Long Beach, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, down south in ATL, all of our urban. I got to get the designer braids like AI, right? I need to wear my belt to the right side because that's what the Bloods do. Or I need to wear this to the left side, my hat to the left side, because that's what the Crips do, right? I need to cuff the baby crease of my cat. All of these trends to the slang, right?
Right.
All of these, the dances, right? Everything starts within our community. What corporate America has evolved into is that they take those trends because they understand that they already got the financial institutions. They already got hundreds of years of intellectual property that they can utilize as collateral for big loans and give you crumbs off of those small loans, using that as collateral, and give you the crumbs and have you sign off the rights to what you create. You understand what I'm saying? So now they replace, because it's what did they used to do in Motown? They used to have these Motown artists, and they went through a salute to all of the artists that were on Motown that went through all of the things they went through as musicians, right?
Right.
Because of the segregation, you might have Lil Richard, right? He created this rock and roll song, and they went and took the label, we're going to use that song, give us the rights to that song, and they put a white face to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They understand who has the money. And back to this dude, Adam 22, he comes in the game after, growing up in a different community with privileges that we definitely never even encountered, right? And he has financial backing. He has connections with people that went to school in districts that weren't targeted with redlining, that their funding from the tax dollars on the houses were probably 4 or 5 times higher than those in South Central, Compton, and Watts, right? And now they say your network is equals your net worth. So he's able to meet people who have a higher chance of going to college because they already have family members. They hate equal rights and all of these other programs that help Black people get into school in these colleges. But if their dad was alumni at Harvard, it's easy for them to be accepted into Harvard than a motherfucker like you who might have a 4.0 GPA. You understand what I'm saying? He's growing up with these people who enjoy these same privileges, who have these other network and resources that our community don't have. Oh,
right.
I'm going to create this platform with these resources I got, monetize it, and with marketing, all of these other things, and use their stories, their intellectual property as my own, and I'm going to finance off it. Well, why would you want to bring gangbangers? Controversy sells. Well, what if a motherfucker that you pumped up right now, I'm going to use you for instance.
Hey, Em, could I pause you right there and play his audio?
I'm finna land. Hold up.
All right.
So what if you and Roddy Ricch, right? Y'all had y'all discourse. You don't even really care. You support and salute the brother and wish him the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if he utilizes his platform to throw more flames onto that fire, right? Now, a situation, you be in front of community and how you react and respond lands you in prison, right? You don't think it behooves the prison industrial complex to keep that type of bullshit going just so that you end up in prison?
Facts.
I land.
I think Stretch got kicked out from his internet. I think here you go.
Oh yeah, my bad. Every time I get a call, I get kicked. I want to play this audio, and I want both of y'all opinions on this shit, right?
Okay.
How long is it?
It's quick. I'm gonna make it quick and simple.
Opened the floodgates with this one when he claimed for you to put him at the top. That's white supremacy, bro. That's white Khaled building those schools and hospitals. I don't see DJ Khaled building those schools and hospitals. I don't see DJ Vlad building those damn banks and supermarkets.
Yo, I'm asking you, Vlad.
Hell no. Ain't no.
So Dr. Umar was basically saying like how we got Eminem the GOAT, how he kind of like surpassed all the black artists in the industry and our culture. He basically was saying like, it goes on and on. I didn't find the right clip, but my bad. But he was going on to say like, I can't go to Paris, I can't go to China and be the man, the guy to where all the China people want to come to my podcast and tap in with me. How are they able to tap in with our culture and we the ones that want to tap in with them? You know what I'm saying? Like they're the plug, so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's a part of institutionalized racism, and that's just how the economic pyramid is set up. Like, even if you go back to just them pillaging the land, do you realize, like, I'm out in Wisconsin right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much water. What's the key essential to life? Water. But not only for humans, for animals, right? For trees, right? For plants, right? So if right now by force we take over all of this land, we're going to start off as a CEO the minute that we're granted land because it's fertile. We're going to be able to grow crops and live off the land. We can hire and pay somebody, say maybe we got $100,000 worth of corn. We could go hire some workers, pay them the minimum wage, and still see a profit, not have to pay bills for what we live at or whatever. So that's already the head start that they get when they talk about institutionalized racism. The banking system, they own that, right? The education system. The education system doesn't teach you how to be an entrepreneur or a boss. It specifically grooms you to be a consumer and a worker. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with work. You got to start somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? But the whole point is, if already they have them same head starts in society financially, they're already, bro. If you got 200,000 right now, you can become a CEO and start a trucking business, right? You already have the money to get the truck. Well, when we first start off, if our families weren't wise enough and work hard enough to get in position and leave us something, we got to start off from the bottom and work our way up. And that's the majority of not only the black community, you got a lot of poor whites, poor Latinos that start from the same position. So I just think that that's just the way it is in America as far as institutionalized racism. But salute to Dr. Umar. That is a great point. Slim Shady ain't even in my top 10.
I found it better. Let me play this. I found it better. Let me play this one.
Have been stalking me for the past 48 hours. I want to talk to the Neanderthal nation tonight, the Caucasian community. You have been cyber stalking me for 48 hours, and I don't mind. I don't mind. You can continue to do it as long as you want, because I don't care if the opinion of every Caucasian is to the contrary. I say what I mean to say, and I stand on everything I say 10 toes down. But let me say this to the Caucasian community. Let me say this to the Caucasian community. When I look at your anger, when I look at your rage,
He going too long. I'm trying to find the great point.
Yeah, hold on, LS. We didn't spend too much time on that. We finna get into this. Hey, on Clubhouse, could y'all pull up CS2 back? Yeah, pull up CS2 back.
Wait, what's CS2 back? The back or the fake back?
Nah, he just trolling the boy. Hey, Messi, is you with us? Messi. I'm finna share screen.
Yeah, I'm right here.
I'm finna share screen. Can you
all right?
Can you put this up? So, I seen this on
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make it somebody else like that.
Yeah.
I'm about to go back on mute.
One more time. All right. So let me stop sharing that. Damn, hold on. Let me stop sharing that. All right, I'm with y'all. So if y'all was able to see that, that was the cartel and illegal immigrants racing across the border with who knows what, baby pistols, dope, who knows, right? And I think that this is a controversial situation that really loses the Democrats, right?
Mhm.
I think that the Republicans get it to a point, but it's primarily rooted in racism, right? But too much of anything can kill you, right? It ain't good for you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm with a female. She's a DACA, which means she came here. She was 3 years old. Her parents were illegal migrants, right? And I watch her parents. They hard working. They contribute to the society excellently. So I definitely empathize with that situation. I understand that the political setups in not only Mexico but Nicaragua. You could talk about the Iran Contra scandal. You understand what I'm saying? You go to Belize. You go. They call them banana republics. You know what I'm saying? These banana republics was where the United States used to pillage and control the governments to tap into all of their natural resources, bananas, vegetables, fruits, etc. So it was behooved the United States government to keep those governments dysfunctional and in chaos, right? So if you're not cohesive with Americans' plans economically for trade or whatever, then they'll put a puppet. They'll get rid of you and put a puppet government down there that's going to take the money, right? That only care about themselves and not really the people in their country. So I definitely understand the dynamics and everything that's at the play right here. But when do you say, well, this is getting out of hand? Just because you can't force um, the issues onto the United States and the citizens here, because first and foremost, now it's created. If you look at Chicago, right? The homeless epidemic. If you look in Los Angeles, the homeless pandemic, and it just continue to go. Too much pussy ain't good for you. You might catch a disease, right? Eating the wrong food or too much meat can cause diabetes and heart disease and other type of things because it's hard to digest pork and beef and some of these other what you call it. So with this one, too many immigrants is going to wait and continue to drain the economy here. So now the services have to come from the government, which increases inflation. That's going to directly affect even people like me who believe that some of these people are refugees and they need to come to they trying to come into this country to give their children a better place. I understand that. But you at some point got to get in control of the situation. What do y'all think about that?
Very touchy subject for me. But understanding the dynamics of the government, we already know that it's not for me. From what we see a certain face, right? We see certain faces in control, but in depthness, you see other nationalities on board with this. You get what I'm saying? So with these other nations being on board, with the government's plan and with their whole rollout, we have to take into consideration that all of these individuals have something in common. They've infiltrated countries, used the resources, used the people, and abandoned any and everything logical to help the people as a whole. You get what I'm saying?
And you
As a
forgot to have their own agenda at the top of everything else that you just said.
oh,
Because that's the
100%.
main thing, right? Is their own agenda.
Of course, having your own agenda will most definitely show its ugly head, because it's being showcased amongst the people. The people are the ones being puppets. The people are the ones being controlled by the whole situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We control,
If you gave
I think
everybody,
a lot of leaders, though, honestly, I think a lot of leaders are self-centered, and that comes to treating people like how you just said. So when you self-centered, you don't care about nobody else.
That too.
Let me ask y'all this. So what do y'all do to get this under control? Well, not us. What do you think needs to be done to get control of this situation? Understanding both sides.
I mean, Deuce, like I said, this is a very touchy subject for me. The people that, like I said, the people that are in control, the faces that we see, for me, they have to get out of office. I mean, the same way they got into office is the way they have to get off office. Like, and I say this with all due respect to those who understand war. When a country wants something from another country and they don't willfully agree, they start to fight. They fight, and then one part will win, one part will lose, one part might become POWs, the other part might have no mercy. It's just, this is what war was about. This is what war is, and this is what war brings, especially when it comes to cleansing. Like, you have to have some kind of, somebody got to get subtracted, meaning somebody has to exit and somebody has to be invited, like they do it with the presidency. Well, it goes to show you, even within voting for presidents, it's a flaw in the system. You got ballots not being counted, votes not being added. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot. It's this rabbit holes go so deep, but for the surface at this moment, these individuals that do have governments coming to America and benefiting and going back to your country and looking out for your people, that's really the only thing you can do at this point for those who are here. But the solution for me is those people have to get out of office. They have to get deleted out of office, and new faces have to be put in. That's just as simple as I can say it.
Hey, well, I definitely agree, bro. I definitely think that's it. We're going to get into this last subject. Let me share the screen. It's about Kevin Hart. And
whoa, what did he do?
Kevin Hart is tired of Tasha K. Let me share it.
Wait, what? Play that, because
he wants to make an example of her for extorting. So,
what's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. I am back. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is in the news a lot recently. I just posted a video, my most recent video on this channel. I spoke about Kevin Hart's wife and how she responded after he was put out there for allegedly cheating by his ex-assistant, who went on Tasha K's platform to air him out. The one thing that Kevin Hart did that Jada Pinkett Smith has yet to do, her and Will Smith, because Jada Pinkett Smith threatened to sue people over his ex-assistant going on Tasha K's platform. She says she's suing, but she hasn't done anything. But Kevin Hart reportedly is already dug in, and he is looking to sue Tasha K. And not only is he suing her for bringing this particular woman on her platform, but that she tried to extort him for $200,000.
Oh,
oh my God,
man!
Listen, Listen, Tasha K. I have nothing against Tasha K. She's a content creator. I don't like to speak on content creators like that. I really don't. I have nothing against Tasha K whatsoever. But if this is found to be true, this is definitely not good. Definitely not good. Now, I don't know if they thought
Damn.
that Kevin would, because y'all got to understand, Kevin has been extorted before. Now, this is according to Kevin
Damn.
and his legal team that he is being extorted. Kevin was extorted before. Y'all remember? He basically publicly acknowledged that he stepped out on his wife because he was being extorted before. Somebody had tried to extort him before. So this has happened before. And he didn't want to give in then, and he's not going to give in now. If this is true, what he's saying about Tasha K. And it also exposed the fact that Tasha K, it just makes things worse and worse for herself in regards to these celebrities. And they're not going to just allow her to speak on them any type of way. Now, maybe she has evidence of the things that's being spoken about on her platform. That's why she's comfortable in saying the things that she's saying or having the people on her, because she's not saying it. It's the people that she's bringing on her platform. So maybe she's found a way to bring these people on her platform and say what they are saying about certain celebrities, i.e. Kevin Hart, and she not be liable for it. You know, maybe they had to sign some agreement before she interviewed them in case she got sued. She could say, you know, I have no responsibility. It's all on like, you know, but who?
So that's about all I wanted to do on that what you call it, and I'm gonna ask you what you think about that.
Oh man, dude. Go ahead. Oh man, that's deep.
So not only is she creating content, she's using that to leverage, allegedly, right? Using that to leverage, exposing his infidelities on his wife, unless he gives her $200,000. So and then Kevin Hart said this ain't the first time somebody tried to extort him. He came clean before, which any man should do anyway, bro. If you step out and you're in a monogamous relationship with a person, I feel that person deserves to know if you stepped out on them, so that they have the option to decide whether or not it's worth continue to fight for, and or that it's over. Just think that's a respect, because if you can't at least do that, then y'all shouldn't be together in the first place. What y'all got and what y'all share isn't what is being presented to
What you
be.
thought.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
So
a lot of people relationships be like that though.
Go ahead.
I was just saying a lot of people relationships be like that though. Like it's not what they perceive to be in actuality. But I was just reading though that he was already blackmailed before or something like that.
Yeah.
And they made him confess to cheating.
Right. Well, no, he confessed to cheating because he confessed to cheating. They said that's what this dude just said. I'm not sure, but what he said was he confessed to the cheating because they were extorting him before. So he was paying to keep him hushed up. Then he was like, fuck that. I'm not finna keep paying this money. I just need to man up and come clean with my wife. You know what I'm saying? So now Tasha K.
These these niggas, man. I look, let me tell you something, bro.
Go ahead. Crazy.
Look.
Now
he up for this one. He ready.
No,
he took off the glasses.
Nah, but look, this the thing though. This what I gotta say to that. Being that if you get caught, like you said, Deuce, it's not really what it is. So admitting to you cheating is just admitting to you cheating. You know, it's the extorting part. It's her saying that if you don't give me $200K, I'm going to tell everybody you cheat on your wife. It just goes to show the character about her.
Speak on it, my nigga. Speak on it.
And niggas, because I was accused of extorting somebody, right? And that wasn't true. If anything, I stood against it. I say don't do it at all. I mean, and don't if you got to make a nigga pay for something
that mean that nigga not really, that nigga, his heart is not in what he's really doing. So really, her heart is not really into helping people. It's really into, like you said, building her her platform up and using this for clout. On top of that, it goes to show you her moral compass with this. She might got some skeletons in her closet.
Wait, now I do remember that she well, they already had her on some fraud shit. Somebody else had
like
her on that. And I remember how adamant she was and took this moral high ground with the R. Kelly situation.
Come on,
that
bro.
nigga deserved to be in jail. He deserves to be held accountable. Okay, use a civilian. You told and you right. He needs to be held accountable for all his sick ass behavior. If that's what he did and he was convicted, so that's what he did.
Right.
Run that back now and keep that same exact energy.
Because now it's on you.
Extortion is a crime, bro. I remember Paris Hilton and the guy you remember, Girls Gone Wild, the guy that
I remember. Yep.
So a dude had got out of jail, and he found his way and positioned himself fresh out of YA in the same circles with Paris Hilton and all of them. And I guess he was like the weed man. He'll go fetch them drugs for the low because he knows the community had connections allegedly. And
allegedly,
but he plotted on both of them. He had got sex tapes. He raped the dude. Him and some other dudes broke into the Girls Gone Wild dude's house, right, and raped this man on camera. So they
raped him. Oh my!
Raped him, bro. Men, some sick shit. And then because they taped it, they started extorting, right? We're gonna put this out that you were gay and all of this type of shit and all of that. So he was paying. He's friends with Paris Hilton. The same dude got a recording of Paris Hilton doing something. He's extorting her, and I think they were both paying like $15,000 a month. But at some point, the dude got greedy, and he like, man, I want 30 a month from both. He tell both of them they don't know, they're hiding a secret. So they went to Six Flags. They bought up the whole shit to go to Six Flags, and they both confessed to each other that they were being extorted. Come to find out, it's the same dude. So the dude was later arrested for extortion, homie, rape, and all of these other allegations, right? He was in prison. I seen this show, I think it was on Maury or something else, doing an update on the situation. I say that to say this. If that's what she was trying to do, where's the same outcry for accountability on this degenerate who utilizing her platform to leech up off and target people for whatever reason? Kevin Hart's not an angel, and he definitely deserved to his wife definitely deserved to know the truth, which he did both times. He ended up telling her. But where is her accountability since she was so outraged with R. Kelly and calling for accountability, and even said that she was going to put somebody that was on Clubhouse, we ain't going to say no names, in jail? You understand what I'm saying? So I just think that you can't be hypocritical like that for one thing, and then you're doing crimes. I thought you was a civilian, right? That's why we said it was cool for her to rat and all of that, right? Well, not rat because she's a civilian, but that's why it was cool for her to testify and do the things she did. Well, now here we go, and you're doing crime. Once you cross that line of law and outlaw, criminal and civilian, now you're held to a different standard. It looks to me that she's straddling the fence of that. She's definitely a degenerate. And I think that she deserves whatever comes to her, whether it's the financial lawsuits and or imprisonment, because you're just like a snitch to me at that point. You're definitely trying to say and hold yourself to one standard on one situation, and then in this situation, you would like for us to look at you like a civilian, but you're breaking the law.
Yeah.
You're in the underworld.
Yeah, like what my thing is this. If a person, this is all, And it's a real thin line when you say civilian,
Right.
because even when a person buys food stamps and they don't gang bang, or if they buy clothes from a booster, right? If they find a wallet with money in it and don't return it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
When you are a civilian and you quote unquote stand on this moral compass that you can tell on somebody, once you draw that line and you cross that line with doing any of those things, you're no longer civilian.
Right.
You're considered some form of a criminal. They have different categories to put your ass in. They might call you a petty theft. They might call you a drug user.
White collar. They might call you
White collar.
white collar.
Exactly. White collar crime. So being that you are a civilian and you're doing these white collar crimes, meaning, oh, it's not too bad. You slap on the wrist. Oh, you just trying to get by. You're still looked at as a criminal. So
Yeah.
once you confess to say, well, I bought the clothes, but they stole it. Now you're trying to wiggle your way out of a situation that you put yourself in. So take accountability. And that's what we're saying. Even from the first topic that we had, we're taking accountability with BG. You have to take accountability, bro.
Well,
Ma'am.
one thing for sure, that system held me accountable for every crime I ever
Come
got
on, man.
commit,
Like,
and even crimes that I didn't commit.
like,
But I chalk that to the game for the crimes that I got away with. You understand
salute. You know what I'm saying? That's real nigga shit. You feel me?
But listen, man, this new podcast we got, Damu and Kiwe Conversations.
Dope, love it.
We speak on trending topics. Do Sims, Yael, a shout out Vanilla Black for helping us. I'm technologically illiterate, but we gonna get up on game and be a little bit more prepared for you guys in the future.
Most definitely.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll be coming back at y'all soon with more hot topics. Salute, man.
Salute, man.